Okay, everybody, and welcome to the next delightful video in my Halloween series. I like balloons. Okay, today what I'm talking about is, well, I'm giving you some points of view about something which I like and I think is fun and I think is curious, and I think that you will too once you've worked out, what it is that I'm talking about, and so on and so forth. We are, of course, talking once again about the talking board device, because there's still an awful lot of apprehension out there in the world, and apprehension amongst people about what this device is, why it's there, what it's used for, and all kinds of stuff. And I think that most people are just in a state of fear. And completely irrationally. If something is natural, if something happens in nature, it's totally natural. Okay, whether it's using a phenomenon of the body or of the mind, it is still perfectly natural in every possible way. But the first thing I'll do is try and bring your mind to things which are kind of obvious, but also kind of not as well. You can see that the alphabet on this board starts there, and it ends there. Now let's have a quick look at another one. This one. I haven't thrown it away, I haven't burnt it, I haven't destroyed it, don't worry. Alphabet starts there and ends there. Interesting. What does that make you think? That there's different perceptions and different perceptual skills that's required with the use of each board. If I was to go back to my other ones here, okay. It's smaller, obviously. This is just a laminate, so therefore, you can buy something that looks okay very cheaply if you shop around. Okay, but again, the letters are closer together. It has a similar organization to the to this one, as you can see, maybe not 100% quite. So the letters, the numbers, the words, the symbols, they're slightly different, aren't they? Okay. Same with that, and so on and so forth. Right, so, if you're a person of intelligence, and I would hope that if you're watching my channel you are a person of great intelligence and practicality, rationality and sense and sanity, you would realize that this is just for the ideomotor effect. No, the spirits themselves probably cannot work out where the letters are and where the numbers are. Okay? There's too many questions. Some people say you have to have silver lettering on your Ouija board, because only then will it attract the spirits and they will be able to read the words. Well, people who are like that are pretty insane, and there's no point in really listening to them or worrying about them. If something happens in nature, it's natural. If something happens in nature, it's natural. Even if it's a bit odd. So if you were to sit down, place your fingers on the planchette to see what happens, and ask a hypothetical entity whether it exists or not, you may get your fingertips moving. Alright? The planchette never moves by itself. And for the people who say, the planchette's got to move by itself and it drags your fingers along. But if that was the case, you wouldn't need to put your fingers on the planchette in the first place then, would you? Okay, of course it's the fingers of the operator which moves the planchette. Of course it's the fingers of the operator which moves the planchette. Of course it's the fingers of the operator which moves the planchette. Get it through into your head. But the question is why? Because the individual will have trained themselves. Now if you've got a different board with different letters, it'd be like going in, or with positions of the letters being different. It will be like going to a different country and using their computer keyboard, and they've got all the letters organized in a different way. Like if you're in China, you'd have all kinds of weird, wonderful things, or the Islamic countries may be different yet again. I don't know, even the American and the British keyboard arrangements are different when it comes to the speech marks and the at symbol, I think it is. So think about what this board is trying to tell you. When you buy yourself a board, think about what it's trying to tell you about where you should be moving the planchette, or where the planchette should be moving to. You certainly cannot get your muscle memory used to the letter A being in a particular place on the board, and then you get another board which has the letter A on a different place of the board, your muscle memory won't be able to connect with it. Will it? No. And then the rest of it is just a little bit of relaxed practice whilst chilling out with some TV in the background or a bit of radio, and just treating it like handwriting exercises. Get your mind and your body used to where they are. Get your arms used to making these movements. Okay? Spell out deliberately, consciously, move the planchette to spell out words that you know. Connect, therefore, as a result of regular use, your mind to the board in terms of where things are. Just like if you're driving a car, alright? After a while of doing it, you know what your posture should be at the steering wheel. You know without looking where the accelerator, brake and clutch is. You know usually without looking where, which gear you're in and with the gear stick. And it becomes semi-automatic. So that's what your Ouija board seance should be. It should be a semi-automatic experience whereby there is an apparent conversation between yourself and another form of consciousness. But what are you using it for? Okay, if someone is going to have their mind so heavily obsessed with spiritualism that they ask the board for everything, and they use it to try and find a solution to all the problems they've got, that's pathogenic, that's sickness, that's bad, that's wrong. Okay, I don't use any form of divination to try and find something which I can't find through any other means. Whether it's looking things up online or going to the library, I would much rather do that than get out the board, which is, of course, from your point of view, quite odd, because I do all kinds of weird things for a living. This is, I live in the world of the weird. But I also understand, as a result of practice, what these things are good for and what they're not good for. Giving me some extra creative problem solving when I've got a bit of an issue I can't overcome, that's one thing. Alright? Treating the board and the messages which come from it as some kind of gospel truth is another. Because even if there was a consciousness, a human type consciousness in the room, and it was telling me things, what's the possibility that that consciousness, that being, doesn't understand what is 100% true? What is the possibility that that being is also taking the mickey because that's what they want to do, because they're a bit cheeky like that, because they're bored, they've been dead for 100 years or whatever, I don't know. So no matter what answers you get, question them. Alright, and that goes with listening to people on YouTube, on the internet, and even your friendship circle. You can only work this thing out through putting it to the test for a long enough period of time. When I had my first astral projection, it was the product of 2 years worth of hard work to make it happen. So don't think that you can, on a rainy Tuesday afternoon, just settle down with your board and then, hey presto, it'll work perfectly and you'll be talking to the devil in no time and everything's going to be fine for you. Don't. Practice. Do opening up exercises with the visualization of the colors of the 7 chakras. For those people who prefer it, maybe a circle casting and balancing the elements within them the way that they understand. Something to open you up, something to make you feel like you are in a position whereby you could be listening to spirits. And then from that, maybe you'll end up in a position to be able to do the Ouija board better. Some people have their elbows on the table itself, some people elevate them. I don't think there is any particular fixed specific tradition which you have to follow, and I do have a strong feeling of anxiety and fear of people who do say that there is a particular fixed tradition that you should follow, because most of these people are superstitious in the extreme and can't work anything out by themselves, and instead they're just reacting based upon primitive emotions such as fear rather than any form of rational, logical, intelligent, analytical attitude to the phenomenon that they're experiencing. I want you to have fun this Halloween, and I want you to enjoy your Ouija board seances, but I don't want you to tie yourself in knots. I don't want you to drive yourself crazy, and I don't want you to be terrified that there's spirits which is going to hurt you. Because I've never been hurt by a spirit in all my life. Alright, and I'm not going to either. So I wish you all the best for the Halloween season, and I'll be seeing you again soon. Bye for now.